Welcome to Narrative Notions, where we unleash our unbridled, maybe unpopular opinions on books, TV shows, movies, and all things media. All opinions are our own, and we apologize for nothing. Hashtag dead dove. Do not eat. We are your hosts, Bianca, and this is
Bethany. Hi.
And today we are straying a little bit from our normal schedule. So we
We've been so
normally
tired.
normally we talk about, books and media, and today Bethany proposed that we kind of deviate a little bit. So today we are going to have a cozy catch up, and we are just going to talk about what we want to talk about because it's our podcast and we can do what we want.
Yeah,
So we're going to catch up with each other. We're going to catch up with you. We're just going to talk about things. It's been a long week. It has been a very long week.
it has been a very
We're
long
very
week.
tired.
Yeah.
How is life?
It's all right. I've been tired this past week. The fatigue is really catching up to me. I told you this yesterday, but it's kicking my ass, bro. I'm
Tell
suffering.
tell the internet friends because the internet friends don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. It was only in this past June that or July that I was actually diagnosed with it, but I have a thyroid thing called Hashimoto's hypothyroidism. And basically, my hormones are all out of whack, and it makes my life not very fun. Um, we I was a carrier for it about 2 years ago, um, but I only recently went back. I'm supposed to go every year. I did not go every year. I missed the second year. So I just got diagnosed with it this past June, and it's catching up to me. The symptoms are kicking in. I never noticed them before, but now that I've actually been thinking about it, I'm so cold all the time. I don't like it. And now I'm tired all the time. It's very hard to lose weight, and it's not fun. So I'm out here suffering. And I named my thyroid Ted.
Yeah, his name
So,
is Ted. That's how we refer to him. So anytime she says that she's going to be going to the doctor, she says,
mhm.
I'm going to the Ted doctor or I'm going to
Yeah,
get Ted checked out. So,
yeah.
um, it's it's been a long week, so she's not feeling too good. I am honestly right there with you because I have a doctor's appointment next week. Just like a regular routine annual, but
Hmm.
I want to do some blood work because I suspect that I've got something going on because you're listing all of your symptoms, and I'm like, hmm. I'm tired all the time. Literally, I like for the past week and like even the past couple of months, I have been tired every day. And I am a person that
Hmm.
does not take naps. I don't take naps because I feel like naps are a waste of my time and I could be getting things done. So if I nap, I feel like I have wasted my day. So for me to literally physically have to take a nap every single day or I feel like I can't function is concerning.
Hmm.
Um, and for the past week, I have gotten home from work. I have cooked or I have eaten and I have gone to bed.
Hmm.
I don't do anything else. I just sleep when I get
Yeah,
home.
I was never really a nap person either, um, until about the time my primary doctor noticed the thyroid thing. I wasn't really, I was just a carrier for it back then, but it was still there, kind of. That's when I started noticing that, like, if my day was longer or it required a lot more, I would either fall asleep very quickly or I would take naps no matter what I did. So it's just, and then this past week I've been going to bed like pretty early. And fatigue is one of the symptoms, and then being more vulnerable to the cold is another one. I have always, not always, I haven't always been vulnerable to the cold, but it's been getting worse. So it's just, yeah.
I've always been told, oh, you're just anemic. That's why you're cold all the time. And then I had some pretty major like circulatory problems last year. I thought that I had POTS. So I went to the doctor to figure out if I had POTS. And I did a tilt table test and I passed the fuck out and literally almost threw up everywhere. That was the like one of the worst experiences of my whole life for them to tell me, no, you don't have POTS. You have something called neurally mediated hypotension. And my doctor, can you guess what my doctor was? An old white man. He told me, oh, you're just going to grow out of it. Drink a lot of water, eat a lot of salt, gain some weight. Because I told him, like, I typically like fluctuate between like the same like 5 pound range.
Hmm.
And he told me, now you know that it's not very healthy for you to be so small. And it just really irritated me because we're going
Yeah.
into the past. I have a history of eating disorders. Ah! So, so for him to be like, you know, it's not very good for you, right? And it's like, sir, I used to be 70 pounds and dying. My hair was coming out in clumps. And I was fainting going downstairs. I remember there was a
Oh.
point in middle school where I fainted in the hallway
Hmm.
and one of the people that we knew had to catch me in the hallway. So then I called my mom to come and get me and I literally fainted going down 2 flights of stairs. So for this man to be like, you know, it's not good for you. But then also, and I've told Bethany this before and it really pissed me off. The last time I went to see him, he had started me on this medication and I waited 45 minutes
Hmm.
in the
Yeah.
room. I paid $100 copay for this appointment. I waited 45 minutes while I heard him talking in the other room. And you know how much time I got with this man? I got exactly 3 minutes. So he told me I would grow out of it. Essentially, I have all the same symptoms of POTS. Instead of having high blood pressure, I have low blood pressure. So I am very, very susceptible to the cold. My hands are always cold. My feet are always cold. And if I stand for long periods of time, I become extremely nauseous.
Mm.
I will faint, and if I go from sitting or squatting to standing, I will fall the fuck over and faint. So super great. But definitely I've noticed like a change in my body and how I'm feeling lately. So I want to do blood work and get that figured out. So
Yeah.
you're welcome for the trauma dumping of all of our medical problems. But if you're watching this on YouTube, and if you're not and you're on Spotify, so you know, in the background of my video, my cat Clementine is flopping around and you can see her little beats, and it's really cute. She's playing with her brother at the door. She wanted to be in here. I did not make her go in here. She decided she wanted to be in here.
It's her own
So
fault.
she's
She's got
she's
herself to blame.
joining the fun. They're having a good time and that's what matters. So,
That's all that
yes,
matters.
we are two chronically ill girlies.
Yeah.
It's great.
Uh,
I also have reproductive problems. So, what are you going to do? Being a
yeah.
woman is Being a woman is interesting. Um,
Yeah, it's very interesting.
so other than this, not feeling good all week, Bethany was like, I don't really feel like talking about books. I don't really feel like
Yeah,
talking about media. Can we just talk and just catch up?
yeah. Well, that's
Why
because
not?
I've been so tired that I haven't done anything. I finished the Thai drama that I was watching in like 3 days because they're usually very short. Um, but I haven't touched The Stolen Air since the last episode because I've been so tired and just exhausted all the time. So, and like people who don't experience fatigue don't understand how tiring it is to be tired all the time. And it's exhausting. Like I want to go places and I want to do things, but I don't feel it. So I have to like prepare myself and amp up my social battery to handle days that I know I'm going to be doing things.
I understand. Which this reminds me, we didn't give our currently reading and watching list. Hers, it's the same. Mine has changed a little bit. Have I started any new books? Currently reading, the only book that I've started is There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark.
Mm.
Um, I don't really know what's going on yet. I'm only a couple pages in, so I'm figuring that out. But this week I finished the book that I spoke about in the last episode, Still Beating, which I said was really dark. And Still Beating is by Jennifer Hartmann. It was very dark. It was very dark. So my last update, they had just been kidnapped. They woke up in this crazy man's basement and they were like chained to pipes in his basement. And then not much else had happened. This ended up being like one of the saddest books I've ever read. And there are extremely mixed reviews on it.
Mm.
People either absolutely hate it and say that it is like a dumpster fire, it makes no sense, blah, 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 or they absolutely love it and they're like, this is one of the best books I've ever read. So, you know, I feel bad for the people that hated it because really, I loved it. I did. I gave it 5 stars. Now, my rating system is real funky. I read for entertainment. Okay, I'm very easily pleased. Um, so I really loved it. I thought that it was very well written and it was just so sad. They were in this crazy man's basement for 3 weeks. And spoiler alert, but also I think it's been out a couple of years. So you know what, whatever, if you don't want spoilers, move on. Um it They were in this crazy man's basement for 3 weeks and it turns out that he is actually a serial killer and they coin him as the matchmaker because he goes and he finds couples, man and woman couples of people that are not related and are not romantically involved, and then he sticks them in this basement, puts them through trauma until they fall in love, and then he kills one of them so that the other person can watch their loved one die. Oh my
Not gonna
God.
lie, that
And
sounds
it
like a
was,
good movie.
yes. Now, was there some R word in it? Yes.
Mm.
It was not graphic. It doesn't like
Mm.
tell what's happening. It's just like this is happening and then she like disassociates. Um so it wasn't like super duper graphic. Um it just
Mm.
it was so sad and then they get out and oh my God, like I have things to say about her sister. So it's this girl and her sister's fiance and they were in the basement together and the sister, they get out of this basement and she just expects her fiance to just bounce back and just be fine after being tortured and having to do horrible, horrible things. She just expects him to bounce back and just be completely fine. So like 2
Yeah.
weeks into him being home, she's like she's trying to like touch all up on him and he's like, I need time, like I can't do this. And she's like, it's been 6 weeks since we've been
Ew.
intimate. You were only in that basement for 3 weeks. I thought you would have bounced back by now. Why won't you touch me?
Ew.
And I was like, girl, what are you talking about? First of all, you suck. Second of all, what is
3 weeks
going
is a long
on?
time.
Yeah, she's like, oh, nothing could have happened, you know, do do do. You weren't there. They were starving. They were beaten. They were chained up in a basement and bad things happened. And you just expect them to be okay. And then she tries to like force her sister on like some dude because she's like, oh, you need to get out there. What do you mean? And she's like, you guys should be fine, blah, blah, blah. She was like super upset that like they were like finding comfort in each other because they went through this horrible thing together and they trauma bonded. It honestly, like, she was one of the most annoying characters I've ever read, but she also was one of just the most selfish. I really do not understand why. Why? Why are you like this? You literally suck. In my review, I said that she could walk into oncoming traffic and I wouldn't care. Like, dude, I get it. I get it.
Hmm.
He's your fiance. She's your
Yeah.
sister. Okay, I know that it hurts, but also you don't know what went on down there. Oh my
Yeah.
God, you suck.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I finished that, gave it 5 stars. It was amazing. Oh my God. And then I immediately put like 2 other books by the author on my TBR. Like, bro. And then I finished my advanced reader copy of A Promise of Peridot by Kate Golden. Very good. The ending? I'm in a group chat on Facebook because I'm part of the original ARC team for the first book. So I joined a Facebook group, and then in the group chat, everyone is like, okay, no spoilers, blah, blah, blah. I just started it. Oh my God, I just finished it. And everyone's like, oh my God, the ending, the cliffhanger. How could you do this to us? And I guessed what the ending would be maybe 2 pages before. And I was like, no, there's absolutely no way that she would do that. Oh my God, she did that. And I was like she went taboo. Boopin, don't look at me like that. She's judging me. Look at her. She's judging me. She said, Mother, you're talking about all these weird things. So, yes, A Promise of Peridot. Oh my God, the ending. I'm so excited for the next book. I really hope that I am on the ARC team for the next one because holy crap. Um, so that's been really good. And then I've made some progress in my other arc, Fated Tides by Sarah Faith Sanders. Um, what am I watching? Oh, I finished Call the Midwife. I'm completely caught up. For like 3 days afterwards, I didn't know what to do with myself. And like anytime I had like idle time, if I was like washing dishes or like cooking or whatever, I'll put like something on like on my phone near me, and it's always
Hmm.
Call the Midwife. And I would be like, oh, I want to turn it on. Oh my God, I'm caught up because it's been all I've watched for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And now I don't have any more. And I'm so sad and I just want more. It's all I want.
Mm.
And then I tried to continue Lost and then I realized, wow, I really don't care and I don't think I want to watch this anymore. I
Okay.
think on episode 19 of season 2
If
because
you do
there was like
decide to
a
not continue watching it, watch the last episode.
the episode that I'm on, it all of a sudden it was like came out of nowhere, some weird black smoke monster thing just in the middle of the jungle, just like this big sentient black smoke monster thing just like gets in this dude's face. And I was like, so what happened to what was in the jungle? Because I thought it was a dinosaur, but then they killed a polar bear, and then it's a big smoke monster. What is this? Is it magic? Is it demons? What happened to the original plot of the movie? So
Watch the
yeah, I
last
really don't
episode and you'll
care.
find out.
I will probably do that because literally I was sitting there and I'm like, I don't care.
Mm,
I don't care. Ian Somerhalder died, and then I didn't care.
that's fair.
Am I
The
watching
guy who
anything else?
plays oh, who is it? I think it's Pippin in Lord of the Rings
Uh-huh.
plays. Yeah.
He's a heroin addict.
Yeah.
He's not a good person.
No.
Do I feel
If you're
bad
not
for
gonna
him? Yeah.
if you're
But
not gonna continue it, can I tell you what happens?
yes.
Okay, so basically they are trying to find their way off, obviously. He gets trapped in like a boat or a submarine or something. I don't really know. I saw this clip on YouTube. Um, so he drowns and he writes a clue on his hand and he saves everybody else. So he redeems himself, but he dies and he drowns a horrible way.
Alrighty then. Well,
Yeah,
good for him, but also okay. And also, I've seen so many people like on TikTok recently, that are like, it's literally a waste of time to watch this show.
it
It
is.
it is the textbook definition of it doesn't go anywhere.
Not even that. The last episode, everybody hated it. Everyone was so mad by the last episode.
Yeah. I mean, 6 seasons for that. Yeah. It's kind of how everybody feels about Game of Thrones. I like to bring up Game of
Yeah.
Thrones like once an episode, because I have many thoughts. I have
It
many
was it
thoughts.
was decent for a while, and then it kind of did what every show that's been on for too long does.
It was one of my favorites, and then the last season literally just dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Everyone pretends that the last season just didn't happen.
Oh, that's
So
how I am with How to Get Away with Murder and Once Upon a Time. The last seasons don't exist to me.
I didn't continue Once Upon a Time after like the third season. So for you to tell me like all of the weird shit that happened, I was like, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. I loved Once Upon a Time. It was my favorite show. I got my family in on it. They loved it too. But that last season, we were all so disappointed. The sixth season ended perfectly fine. I don't know why they felt the need to do the seventh season because all of the actors signed up for a seventh season or a sixth season contract. So they didn't have to do that seventh season. So why did they do it?
If
They shouldn't have
the
done it because it sucked.
if a dead horse is still spitting out money, keep kicking it. I don't know how you actually say that. What is the phrase? Keep kicking a dead horse if it's still spitting out money?
Something like that. I don't know. Well,
Something like that. Hold on.
that's what Grey's Anatomy is doing.
That checks out. I have kind of stopped watching.
Yeah.
I'm on season 9. It's a couple episodes after the plane crash. Maybe a little bit after that, because I tried to start watching again and I was like, no,
Yeah.
keep kicking a
Everybody
dead
dies, everybody
horse.
leaves, and it's just insane. And it got so bad after I don't
Um,
know if you know this plot point. I know you know the thing
Honestly,
about
just tell me.
Derek. Christina leaves.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah. And
Saying.
it really goes downhill after that. So I just, and then Derek dies. So it's like, all right, whatever. And it's just not worth watching after that. Um, and they ruin Alex's character development by making him just leave for no reason to go marry Izzy. I didn't even like Izzy.
Yeah.
So
I
okay,
okay.
he marries
We
Joe and I think they have a kid together, and then he just leaves. He leaves her to go be with Izzy.
didn't Izzy leave him because he cheated on her?
Yes.
That totally makes sense. Do I like Izzy? No. Did Izzy make me very sad? Yes. Will I cry about Denny Duquette until the day I die? Yes.
I was
Yes.
never that bothered by Denny's
I
story.
literally I don't
I
understand. I
liked
don't understand.
I I liked Denny as a character, but Izzy, I hated Izzy for all of that. And because I was thinking about it and I actually looked up how LVAD wires work. She didn't have to cut it. She could have just unplugged it.
Well, maybe it was different back then. Maybe
I
they've
doubt
had
it.
technological advancements. I don't know, but no. I loved Denny Duquette so much. When I tell you I cried so hard when he died,
I
no.
didn't. Grey's Anatomy rarely made me cry. I only started crying towards like the plane crash, the shooting episode. Um, there was another episode that I cried in, but I think that was about it. I didn't even cry when
I
Derek died.
I
I didn't
cry
cry when
over
George died.
everything.
I did not like George. Unpopular opinion, but I hated George. He was so annoying.
I cried so much when George died. I literally, I had like a visceral reaction to it.
I know you
I
did, and that's
wrapped,
why I didn't tell
yes,
you.
I wrapped myself up in a fucking blanket. I came in here where Matt was. I laid down on the floor and started fucking rolling around. And Matt was like, "What happened?" And I was like, "He's got this." And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "George got hit by a bus." And he was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "He died. He doesn't have any skin." And he was just like consoling me as I was literally sobbing my eyes out on the floor in a burrito. I
I
I
hated
loved
George.
George.
I did not. And you would all like you would talk about him and how much you loved him all the time. And I just it took me everything in me to not tell you that I hated him. I would he was okay to me at first, and then he got mad at Meredith for not wanting to have sex with him. And that killed it for me. And I was like, no.
Meredith literally was constantly leading him on. So
Well, yes, but also she was very emotional and he got mad at her for being emotional and not wanting to have sex with him. So I get it. Both of them are terrible people, but
they're
I
all
hated both
terrible.
of them. Everybody's terrible.
We might have to reconsider our friendship because I don't know how I feel about this with you not liking George and not caring about Denny. Boobus. What do you have?
I didn't I liked Denny as a character, but I didn't cry. He didn't make me sad. I didn't like his thing with Izzy. It was weird.
I'm offended. I am offended. I can't believe this. It's fine. Um, I'm not continuing Grays, so it's fine. I'm not continuing Lost. And really all I'm watching right now is Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
All I've been watching are TikToks, but like I've recently, okay, so I don't like ASMR. I don't like it. But I like snail crushing or snail egg crushing
Snail
videos on
crushing,
TikTok.
like
Those
snail
are
egg
very
crushing
satisfying. I
That's
love the
videos,
sounds.
that is
ASMR.
ASMR. It is
No,
just a
I
different
know.
form.
I know. That is the only one that I can tolerate.
I'm a very big fan of ASMR in basically all forms other than extremely like sexualized ASMR. Like that's why a lot of people don't like it because they think that it's weird. That's because weirdos have come into the scene and they decided to make like disgusting videos with like weird massagey stuff. I don't know. I don't need I no. Um
I don't
I
like
love
people
ASMR.
whispering in my ear.
I mean, I get it. There is other forms though. Um, I will die on this hill. So I have a couple of ASM artists that are my favorite, and one in particular, she makes me fall asleep like immediately. I just absolutely love her, and her channel name is Superfly. Her real name is Christine. She's a very, very lovely older lady that lives like farther south in Florida. And I think that she's wonderful. I love her videos. I've literally been watching them for like 5 years now. I've been watching ASMR since I was like 15, 16, something like that. And I just love it. I've probably tried every different type of ASMR there is. But I'm glad that you like the snail egg crushing videos. I also like those. And Matt also said that he really didn't like ASMR. So like sometimes when I'm home alone, I'll just put it on the TV and I'll just have it playing out loud while I'm doing things because I like it. And like I'll listen to
That's a little weird.
ASMR when I'm doing other things. Like I'll
I
listen to
couldn't
it
do
while I'm reading
that.
or something. I got the ADHD. I don't like to not have noise when I'm doing things. Like
Me
the way
neither,
that
but I'm
my
not turning on
brain works,
ASMR.
I have to have like sensory overload. So like if I'm watching a movie, I need something else. I have to be doing something with my hands. I really like to crochet or like I'll read a book while I'm watching a movie. I'll literally listen to ASMR while I'm doing other things. So like sensory overload and Matt like I never wanted to like play it out loud because I didn't want to make him uncomfortable. And then he discovered that his brand of ASMR is watching like street food making videos in like Asian countries. He loves watching people make like Korean street food and like
Mm.
chopping meat and like cooking, and he falls asleep to it. And I'm like, you tell me you don't like ASMR, but that literally is ASMR. It's just a different type. But like anything that like is satisfying to you that you like the noise of, whether you fall asleep or you get like the tingles on the top of your head, which I only get those every once in a while now. Like if it's satisfying to you, it's ASMR.
And it's
It
just the
is
snail eggs. Like it's
just
nothing
snail
else.
eggs.
It's just the snail egg. So like I don't go looking for it, but it'll pop up on my For You page every now and then. So I'll be like, all right, I'll sit here for a minute. And then I just move on. And then I like don't think about it again until it pops back up.
You know,
If it's
so
your thing,
long
it's your
as
thing, but it's not my
yeah,
thing. But it's strange to me that you just put it on the big TV.
we know that
That's a
I'm
little
not a
excessive.
normal person. We know
I mean,
I'm
I
not
get not
normal.
wanting
It's fine.
complete silence. I don't do complete silence. I to fall asleep, I have to have the TV or Spotify on.
Oh my
So, you know.
gosh.
But I'm a music person for background noise.
I do that sometimes, but if I'm reading, I can't listen to music because I'm going to pay attention to the music and I
Yeah.
don't want to do that, which is why I'll put on ASMR while I'm reading, which I don't need to have it. Like I can just read and be completely fine. But sometimes I'm like, I'd like some noise on in the background, so I'll put in my headphones and I'll just like put on like some type of tapping video or something. And I really like that because I'm not paying attention to like what they're saying or what they're doing. And I'm reading and it helps me like focus. But I'm really good about like jumping into a book and just being completely lost. And Matt knows that like I'm gone. I'm gone to the world. And he'll be like talking to me. And then he'll have to like, and I'm like, what? And he's like, I've been talking to you for like 3 minutes now. And I'm like, oh, homie, you clearly see me here. You see me here. You know how I am. This
Yeah.
man knows that I read every day for a good chunk of time when I have time. I read
Yeah.
every day. I listen to audiobooks. I read physical books. I have my Kindle now that he got me. I read on my phone, which, once upon a time I really didn't want to read on my phone because like I have astigmatism, so reading with a screen usually hurts my eyes, which is
Hmm.
why I got like dark mode and I like turned down my brightness, and then I also have like a blue light filter on my phone. So I
Yeah.
wanted him to get me a um a Kindle Paperwhite because it's a lot easier on my eyes.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the space to get like all of the physical books that I
Yeah.
want. So I really enjoy like Kindle Unlimited. So
My astigmatism went down last time I went to the
really,
doc. Yeah, it went down for some reason. Like I still have it. It's still there. It's still awful, but it went down.
I think mine probably has as well because it was definitely much worse when I was a kid. And now that I have glasses, it's gotten better. But when I was a kid, like if I would focus too hard, my eyes would just da 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 randomly, like multiple times a day. Now when I'm driving, like the lights at night will be like the funky looking thing that people talk about. My eyes don't do like the spasm as often, but my vision is still really bad. I am nearsighted, so when I'm
Mm,
driving, I can't rely on street signs because I
yeah.
literally can't see them until I'm there. So I need to get my prescription updated.
Yeah. My eyes are, I don't want to say they're not moving. I mean, like they're not like improving or like they're not staying anywhere, but like it, my prescription for some reason keeps like fluctuating back and forth, which is really weird. So, but apparently I have healthy eyes other than that. So I don't know.
I
I
wish.
I do need to up my prescription for my glasses though, because I was wearing them the other day and things were fuzzy. But I don't wear my glasses very often. I usually wear my contacts, so I haven't had them updated in like 2-ish, maybe 3 years. So when I go back this year, I'm gonna have to give them fixed. So
I need to find a new eye doctor because
yeah, you got all sorts of eye problems.
I do. So for backstory, when COVID first started, we were teachers and we essentially got kicked out of our jobs because of COVID. So then we were working and we were like doing like laptop stuff for like the school system.
Hmm.
And I contracted a bacterial eye infection. I could not tell you how. They
You know
never
what?
told me what it was.
The cars that showed up to the school to get the laptop, it's from one of them. Do you remember the one that smelled like weed and was missing the passenger door on the side?
Was that the minivan?
Yes.
I probably got a bacterial eye infection from the minivan missing a door, you know, whatever. But I contracted a bacterial eye infection. I randomly started noticing that like my eyes were really light sensitive and I was like having a lot of pain. I couldn't really see, and it felt like there was something in my eye. So I
Hmm.
thought I had like a tumor or something in my eye. So I went to an ophthalmologist, and every single appointment that I had with this person was 50 to $80, and I had to go weekly for a hot minute and I had to do like these eye stain things, and they had to do like the pressure test with my eyes. And I have extreme anxiety when it comes to anything with my eyes. So I was like
Oh
freaking
yeah.
the fuck out
Ugh.
the whole time, every single time. And my eyesight was just progressively getting worse and worse.
Mm.
And it got to a point where like they had me do like the letter eye test on like the screen. And I looked at it and I literally said, "Oh my God," out loud. And I was like, I can't see anything past the second line.
Yeah.
I can't see at all. It was to the point that I was like legally blind for a little while and I was not allowed to drive. I could not
I remember
drive.
that. Yeah.
Matt had to drive me around, and I was so light sensitive that when we would go out during the day, I couldn't open my eyes. So I had to hold on to him and have him lead me places to where we would get inside so that I could see.
Hmm.
And they gave me like this antibiotic eye ointment stuff that I had to have in all the time. And I couldn't see out of that either because it was ointment on top of my eyes. Because I had corneal abrasions. I had like scarring all over my eyes and just like cuts that like were so bad that I could see some of them like in the mirror, like staring at my eyes. And
Ooh.
it was so scary. I thought I was gonna go completely blind and my
Yeah.
eyeballs were gonna fall out of my head. And finally it got to a point where, like I'm fine. They wanted me to be on this extremely expensive eye medication, like these eye drops. They're called Zydra, and they're $500 for a 1 month supply. And I can't afford that. So I
Yeah.
literally was stretching a 1 month supply out for 6 months to be
Mm.
able to afford this medication, which is ridiculous. The American healthcare system is stupid.
Sucks,
Um,
bro.
so I stopped using those because I can't afford it. And my eyes, for the most part, are fine. I will have flare ups every once in a while, and like they'll be really dry or they'll be really itchy. There will be random days where my eyes are super super blurry and I literally just can't see anything, so I don't drive. It's usually when I'm at home and I have a day off. It's very weird, I don't know,
Hmm.
but I got my prescription. I need to get them updated. um do I love myself with glasses? No, but at the same time, again, I have really bad anxiety when it comes to touching my eyes, and I couldn't do contacts. I would like actually throw up every time I had to put them in.
Yeah.
Just knowing that Bethany wears contacts makes me uncomfortable. She can't take them out in front of me because I will gag.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember one time I think we were going to the movies or something, and my contact was bothering me. So and you were driving, so I told you to look away, and I was trying to shield my face while I was fixing my contact so you wouldn't drive us off the road.
I don't do things with eyes.
I don't
It's
either.
just,
Contacts
ugh,
are the only thing that I can do. I don't like anything in like horror movies or gore stuff with eyes.
ugh, ugh.
No. Mm-mm.
It makes me uncomfortable because, like, I love gore, I love horror movies, but like anything with eyes and like fingernails, no.
Oh,
Like
mm-mm.
sticking nails up underneath fingernails,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
Or like ripping their fingernails off.
I'm running the other way. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do
No.
it. No, thank you.
Mm-mm.
So, yes, I said we were chronically ill. You
Yeah.
didn't know just how much. Literally, I've
Her a
got
little
a
bit more than me,
grocery
but you know.
list. I've got a grocery list of chronic issues. So,
Yeah. I just got Ted.
essentially she's got Ted. I
And
have
hopefully I will be getting
I
medication for Ted in March because that's when my next doctor appointment is.
I I am essentially held together by duct tape and sheer
Yeah.
willpower. Sheer
Spite.
willpower. Spite, I'm still kicking simply because if I die, who's going to take care of my cats?
We
Yes, I
already
have
know I'm in
Matt.
charge of that.
Yes. Yes, I have Matt, but Cassian, the Orange Menace, has to have special food. And he has urinary
Yeah.
problems. And now
Yeah.
Clarence, my tuxedo boy, has asthma and is on steroids for that. So I have a particular schedule for his medication that is
Yeah.
listed on our refrigerator. And I told him yesterday that I put the next like 4 days that he needs to have his medication, which is like once every 3 days or something, because it's like a tapered type of medication.
Hmm.
And I told him this yesterday. And then I wake up this morning. I thought he had fed them because like one of the cats was scratching to get out. So I let them out of the bedroom. And then I like go out there later and I'm like, oh, did you already feed them? And he was like, no, because I didn't know if Clarence needed his medication. I turned, I pointed at the refrigerator and I was like, I told you yesterday that there's a list of the days that he needs his medication on the fridge. So you can't tell me that you didn't know because I did tell you yesterday. And I know I told you yesterday.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's fine. Men are the way that men are.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? He's the love of my life. He's very forgetful about some things.
It's like that sound on TikTok. Though we adore men individually, as a group, they're rather stupid.
I love him. I just, oh, I didn't know when he needed his medication. Sir, come on. It's
Yeah.
fine. Um, other than being tired and dealing with health problems and cat health problems, I haven't had much going on.
I
Um,
mean, me neither,
work
not
work
really.
has been long. Work has been long.
Yeah.
Work has been tiresome. Some things have been very annoying and like I love my job and I like briefly talked about it in our first episode, but I work at an animal shelter and I work with children, so I do a lot of different things with kids. And sometimes parents can just
Yeah.
be too much. They can
Yeah,
be
that's
too
why I like
much.
working at a college because I don't have to deal with parents. It's nice. Even with my dual enrollment in middle college kids, like I don't ever interact with their parents. That's not my job.
I wish. The sheer amount of parents that I'm just like, you are literally so mean.
Yeah.
One, to me, and two, to your kid. Like, come on.
Dude.
It makes me tired for their children, but
Yeah.
it's fine. It's it's fine. What are you gonna do? I love my job. It's been a
Yeah.
long week. I'm tired. And you know, that's about it. Yeah, that's all I feel right now is tired.
Yeah.
Um, I
I
really
I say I don't really have I will say that one of my favorite international singers, Jeff Satur, released an album yesterday. Yesterday? Yesterday. And I have made it my entire personality. Because listen, it's amazing. I love his voice. He's very wonderful. But it has made me realize that I don't think I could ever date a singer or a musician. I just wouldn't be able to.
why?
I, because everyone else would have, or they would have standards to live up to because of the musicians that I already enjoy. So, like Taylor Swift and Jeff, if if they were to be a musician, they would have to live up to those expectations, and they would not be able to because they are not Taylor or Jeff. So, and like I am nowhere near Taylor's league. So, Jeff, he's lesser known, so he might give me the time of day and like talk to me for a minute, but that man is too pretty for me. He's way too pretty. I would look like a rotten toe next to him. So I'm just going to have to worship the ground he walks on from afar. He can stay in Thailand. I can stay here in middle of nowhere, Tennessee, and just suffer, knowing that he will never know that I exist.
A rotten toe.
You,
Not
I
a
have sent you pictures
rotten
of this man.
toe.
You have
I
seen
don't
pictures of this
remember
man.
what this man looks like. What
He is
does
a
this
beautiful
man
man.
look like?
He is
What do you look like? I
he
have
is a
no clue. Where
he's
is
a
my
very
cursor?
beautiful man.
Jeff Satter. That is absolutely how you spell that. Jwoof Atur. It understands what I'm saying. Jeff Satter. All right. Jeff Satter profile and facts updated on Kate profiles. He has nice lips.
He is very beautiful. He has a very like androgynous like style. So he looks nice.
He's an Aquarius.
He's very pretty. He has a nice voice. His song Fade, he did a Chinese version of Fade, which is my favorite song. I love Why Don't You Stay. That's how I found out about Jeff. But Fade, that is my shit, bro.
Did you know that Thailand has a different zodiac than the Western zodiac?
Yes.
What?
They also
So,
go by a
like,
different year. They don't follow our calendar. They have it's oh, what is the current Thailand year?
so like Western zodiac, he's a Pisces. Thai zodiac, he's an Aquarius.
Yeah. Um, the Thai calendar, it's it's 2565 in the Thailand solar calendar.
Okay. I can't
It's
really
very
say
weird.
anything because, people are gonna do what people are gonna do. Koreans are born a year old. I don't know, man. And
Yeah.
then they add another year before
Yeah,
their
I never really
birthday or
understood
at the
the
beginning of the
Korean
year. I don't know,
age,
man.
so I
He
stopped
used
trying
to
to learn
go,
the Korean year.
fair. He used to go by the stage name in all caps, Jeff.
Yes,
I like it. How
he's a
much do
very
you like Jeff Satter? I love him. He is my bias. I like him. He's okay. I'm just getting to know him. I think he's overrated. Hmm.
he's a
What do
very beautiful
I
man.
feel?
He's wonderful.
And then there's people in the comments. His favorite color is yellow, and one of his biggest hobbies is reading. He likes rock and metal bands like AC/DC. He likes
Yeah,
long hair and even has it because rockers often have it.
he
He
cut his
also
hair
likes
recently.
listening to jazz. He had to sell his piano to build his studio, and even more. There's still so much about him that you can write here. Okay, Ling Ling. Literally, that's that person's name. Ling Ling.
The what's really interesting, what makes him so pretty though, is that he's Thai, Italian, Indian, Chinese. So he's got all of the genetics.
Uh-huh. You may add his personality type. It's INFJ. I wanted to know more. Like, what's his likes and dislikes?
Okay, I love Jeff. I don't love him this much. I
He
just
is
like his voice
super
and I think
hot.
he's pretty.
Just this person, their like username on here is spectacled tyrant. He is super hot.
I mean, he is, but
Okay, okay. This feels like a thing that we need to do for another like episode. Just like go on like this K profiles website because that's what I used to do for like K-pop dudes
yeah,
back
I
in
do
the
that too.
day when I was very, very into K-pop,
Hardcore
which
into
I
K-pop.
still enjoy K-pop. I'm just definitely not as oh my God, Jungkook did blah blah blah. Do I still think
Yeah.
that that is a
I'm
beautiful man? Yes, he could
oh yeah.
roundhouse kick me across a highway,
Dude, I
but
was vibing to his song 7 for so long.
absolutely, it's a good song.
I
It's
still
just
jam to
so
it in my car.
catchy.
Oh
But
yeah.
this should be like a deep dive episode. We should just like look at random profiles of like K-pop
Oh
artists or
yeah.
something. Or like
That would be fun.
random actors and just find out everything about them. Their favorite
Yeah.
food is silken tofu. I don't know. Um that was an interesting little tidbit. Is he very pretty? Yes,
He's very pretty.
absolutely.
His voice is
Um
very pretty too.
Do I remember you sending me pictures of him?
You
No.
don't remember anything.
No. No. It's been a long week, but also I'm really bad about remembering faces. This is a
Yeah.
thing. So like when I meet new people or if I'm uncomfortable, I don't look at people's faces. So when I'm talking to them, I look off to the side. So you'll notice, like, even though there's no person in front of me here, when we're talking, if I'm like telling a story, I'm looking off somewhere. But like when I'm
Yeah.
talking to people in person, I'm not looking at them. And I've told Matt before that, like, if I ever get kidnapped, or like I don't know, I get shot or something, I'm not gonna know who did it because I'm not gonna have seen their face beforehand.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
going
fair.
to purposely ignore them and not look at their face because I am uncomfortable. And like I'll be at the mall or something, or I'll be walking, blah, blah, blah. Someone's trying to talk to me, and I'm like, I'm not looking at you. I'm not looking at you. I'm ignoring you. You're a weirdo. And then I'm going to get kidnapped. And then I'm going to get shoved in somebody's basement, like with the serial killer, the matchmaker, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be able to pinpoint what this person looks like to a sketch artist because I don't look at people's faces when I'm talking to them unless I like really want you to know that I am paying attention to you and what you're talking about. So right now on my screen I'm looking deeply into Bethany's eyes. Um but like in real life I only do that if I'm like really wanting you to know that I'm paying attention to you because I really like you. Um do I need to be tested for some more neurodivergency? Yeah. Yeah. I've got some
Yeah, I
things
was
going
I
on.
was talking to somebody about this, but like I'm really good at remembering faces. I will remember a face that I've seen for like 5 seconds in passing, especially if I like the way they look. And then they'll just live rent free in my brain. Especially like if like the way someone is dressed has like a really nice aesthetic or something or really interesting, they'll just be in my brain forever. And
I
I
just don't
can't
look at
forget their
people.
face.
I don't
I
look
look
at
at people
people.
too much.
I'm like, yeah, you don't exist. I feel awkward. I feel uncomfortable. I'm not gonna look at you. It's fine.
Yeah.
Unless you got a juicy booty, then I'm gonna look at that. I'm always looking at the
Speaking of
booty.
awkward and uncomfortable, this is a weird change in subject. Have you seen the TikTok of Jojo Siwa saying that she wants someone who's ready for kids?
No.
It
The
okay.
only thing that has popped up for Jojo Siwa for me recently was probably like one of her older videos, but it was like somebody duetting it or something, or they made like an
Mhm.
edit of it, whatever. And it was her like singing a song with her big ass veneers. And
Yeah.
like they're too big for her mouth, and she's like singing, and it just sounds like really weird because her teeth are too big for her mouth. That's all
Yeah.
I've seen of
Well,
Jojo Siwa.
it's been like I didn't get the actual video. I've been getting people like stitching it and duetting her video, but she it was talking about like her expectations or what she wants from her next relationship. And she was like, I want someone who is ready to have kids right now. And I was like, girl, you're 21, first of all. Which, I mean, have kids when you want to have kids, but like, do we trust JoJo Siwa with kids? She was wearing bows like 6 months ago.
Jojo
Maybe not that
Siwa,
short. But she just recently
she
got out of those big bows.
she strikes me as someone who is like, I don't know. Low-key would be like emotionally abusive in a relationship because like didn't her
She,
and her ex-girlfriend like have some kind of whatever?
yes, she is also friends with a lot of family vloggers who exploit their children. So that says a lot.
One, don't agree with that, and two, I don't know. Again, have kids when you want, but her internet presence has become very, very weird over the
Yeah,
past like year.
yeah.
I feel like she's just got a lot of stuff going on and she's going all kind of funky. And like a lot of like YouTubers and like influencers and everything, they kind of are like there is a TikToker. I currently can't remember. I think her name is her name Sarah? I don't know. She does those skits. She's got like really, really curly, like short ringlet curl hair, and she does the Sandwich Family skits.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
And then like the others, the skits where she's like, "Did you sign in on the Bleep Blop to get your child early today? Oh,
Yeah,
you
I know who you're
did?
talking about.
Well, did you sign this paperwork and da 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 da?" And then like with the sandwich kids, it's just like, you know, I don't think that I really want to do the pranks anymore, Mom. I've seen where like she had an interview with a news station for like advocating for child internet presence, so like family vloggers,
Ew.
child safety like online, so like advocating like for them to have more safety, not like, oh
Oh,
yeah, we should
okay.
make all of our kids do this. No, like literally she went on this interview and was like, we have laws for child stars on TV, why don't
Yeah,
we have laws protecting child stars on YouTube? Like these
yeah.
parents are like pimping their kids out online and they're making them do all of these things. And there are a lot of channels, especially on TikTok, of parents
Oh,
who are
absolutely.
very blatantly like exploiting their children in a sexual undertone,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone is like, why does this video have so many saves? Like, your kid is in a bathing suit. There's so many saves. You realize that's pedophiles. And the parents are just ignoring it because you know that they're making money off of it. So, this girl, whose name I currently cannot think of, but everybody knows who I'm talking about, she is advocating for like laws to protect the kids and
Mm-hmm.
what they do so that they're not like being like worked to death and doing things they don't want to do. She wants to advocate for like trust funds for them. So like the money that they make so that the parents can't just like blow it all because you know that that's what's happening with a lot of these
Yeah.
families. They have to allocate 50% of it into like a trust fund that the kid can get
Mm.
when they're 18.
I mean,
So
that
I
sounds
think
like a good
that's really
idea.
cool.
Yeah. There's this mom that is on TikTok and there's this video that she posted. Her child is off camera, but her child is nude and she is pointing out like her private areas and is like, this is private. Don't let other people touch this. Don't let other people see this. And like she is physically pointing at everything, at all of the spots. And you can see the child's bare leg just on screen. And it has over 40,000 saves and like 16K shares. It's disgusting.
Ew. I
And
think there was
it's
one
all over TikTok.
a I think a little girl named Ren or something, and people are like saying like, "Oh, save
I think I
Ren,"
remember that one. Yeah.
because like the mom has her in like these provocative outfits, and she's like 3, and
Yeah.
they're like, no," and she'll have her in like these really compromising positions, whatever, and it's
Hmm.
just like mad weird.
Yeah. It's
I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable. These kids deserve better. So
Some people should
hopefully
not have
they
children.
oh, hopefully they, get the laws figured out, whatever. I don't watch family vloggers. Literally, if it's a family vlogger and it pops up on anything that I have, I immediately scroll past because
Sometimes
I'm
I
not
block them.
interested. Yes. Like, do you know how many people I have blocked on TikTok? I've told you this before.
Dude,
So, like,
I have a
my
lot of
main
people
thing
blocked.
that I block on TikTok is like animal breeders on
Hmm.
TikTok live that are like live streaming their dog giving birth. That's weird. I work in an animal shelter. I don't care about animal breeders. It gives me the ick. I think it's weird. You
Yeah.
can feel however you feel about that. I don't like it. I'm moving on. I'm going to block them and I'm going to go on about my day because most of them are like the backyard breeders that are breeding like the exotic XL, whatever, micro something bully. And they
Ugh.
literally look like mutated gargoyles and they look like they are in so much pain.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it. I
Mm-mm.
love my bullies. I love my bullies. They are not supposed to look like that.
No.
And you should not be having animals that literally can't, one, breathe, and two, walk. That's not
Yeah.
fair to them. You're a horrible person. Back to like family vloggers and everything, like I block them on TikTok. Have you seen the stuff about Austin and Catherine McBroom, like the Ace family?
Yes.
Have you seen all of like the Snapchat videos and stuff that he's
Yes.
doing? And he's like, "You
Dude.
guys, I'm so sick." And oh, they kicked me out of like the driveway. They won't let me park my RV here in the neighborhood. And they don't want me to be near my kids. This poor woman.
Does
You
he think we feel sorry for him?
Like, sir, you are so stuck in family vlogging that you are trying to force yourself on to this woman that is very clearly not wanting anything to do with you. She wants to divorce you. You're like, oh, she's keeping me from my kids. No, sir, you're just being mad fucking weird.
Yeah.
Why are you living in an RV on the road in front of her house? Like, if you're doing this on the internet, and being this weird on the internet, what are you doing like behind closed doors?
Yeah.
No wonder she wanted to divorce you.
Yeah. It people are ugh, I hate people.
Clementine is crying at the door. She wanted to be let out, and now she wants to come back in. I can't win. I can't win. But
You're
yes, the
having
whole
fun
Ace
without her.
family thing is it's
It's weird.
it makes me uncomfortable. Like he's got some mental stuff going on. He needs to go to the
Yeah.
doctor.
Yeah.
And like the LaBrant family.
Yeah.
Why are you having so many children? And like
Yeah.
we've
And the eventually
touched
those
on
kids
it
are gonna
before.
yeah, those kids are gonna end up raising each other's kids or each
Yes.
other. And it's like that's not what a family is. Big
No.
families are terrible. They're not
I
good for anybody.
and like we've touched on it in another episode, I believe, about like how he said um the last like I don't know, 6, 7 years that they've been together, she's been pregnant
Yeah.
like the whole time. And he was like, "Oh, I don't know. Like, am I still gonna like her if she's not pregnant?"
Yeah.
She's
That's such a
your
weird thing to
wife.
say.
But also, sir, do you have a breeding kink?
Probably.
Why are y'all having so many damn babies? Like, are you just having them and having them and having them to try and have a boy? Have they had a boy yet?
I
Slow
have no
down.
idea.
Wrap it before you tap it.
I
Pretty
wonder
sure she's
if
alive.
they are trying, not really trying to be the next one, but like if they took inspiration and are trying to be like a quote unquote better version of 19 Kids and Counting. Because that's where this all started.
Oh, God.
They were the first big family that really blew up.
Yeah. And I've seen part of like the documentary series, Shiny Happy People about
Hmm.
them, which is like crazy. I did watch a lot. of like their show when I was a kid because I thought it was interesting. Uh Now I'm like, oh my God, you're in a cult. You have so many children. Oh my God, what are you doing with your children? Wow. Oh my God, your son is a pedophile. Oh
Yeah.
no. But like with the LaBrant family, it's always like so crazy to me because we grew up in the Vine era.
Yeah.
And like I loved Vine and I was really into like the MagCon boys and
Hmm.
everything, like Shawn Mendes. Oh my
The
God.
only one
And
who made
Cameron
it.
Dallas. Cameron Dallas was so beautiful.
Hmm.
Um, but like on Vine, Cole LaBrant, he used to do twerking videos. He got famous for twerking videos with his shirt off.
Yeah.
Like he was so like swag core, like with his snapbacks and his like funky basketball shorts, and they were like doing the signs and like dancing to the beats and everything and like doing these funky ass dances and
Yeah.
twerking. And now you're a Bible thumper.
Yeah. And like my
That is
thing
such a
with
weird
it is that
pipeline.
he that's a very weird pipeline. But he like my thing with it is like he's complaining about being kept from the kids, but it's like if you cared about them kids, you wouldn't be doing this.
Are we
You
referring to Austin?
all of them.
All of them. You're
All of
keeping
them.
me from my kids. My guy?
You're attacking me for doing something with my family. No, you don't care about your family. You care about the views and the money.
Stop using your children for clout.
Thank you
Stop
for coming
using
to
your
our TED Talk.
children. Stop using your children for content creation. They
Mhm.
didn't consent to that. Well, they said it was okay. They're minors.
Yeah.
Minors and they're not in a contract and it's not legally binding. So if they
Yeah.
say they don't want to do it, they shouldn't have to do it. Oh, but it's making me so much money. Okay, but is it making them any money? Well, it's keeping a roof over their head. Do, 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 do. Yeah, and you're making them literally completely miserable.
Yeah.
And when they get older, they're going to hate you
Yeah.
and they're going to be depressed. Like, imagine when these kids grow up.
Oh, they're
Like,
gonna be
have you
making
seen
truth videos.
have you seen Maddie B raps recently?
Yes.
First of
Yes.
all, he is built like a brick shit house. But like he looks back on his videos and he's just like, "Oh my God, I did that." Now I don't know if it
Yeah.
was him just wanting to do his videos or if it was his parents making him do it or what, because this was a long time ago before family vlogging got really, really, really big.
Yeah.
Like Maddie B is like grown now. He's like in his
Hmm.
20s. And it's probably like a different situation, but at the same time, like if he was choosing to do those videos, he's looking back on it and he's like, ew, what was I doing?
Yeah.
So like with the kids nowadays, it's like the parents are making them do so much more and they probably feel like idiots and they're gonna have like trauma responses to all of this shit in the future.
Yeah. And then they're gonna wonder why their kids don't talk to them.
And
Hmm.
you wonder why they stuck you in a nursing home.
Yeah. Well, that took a very interesting turn.
We went from this is the book that I've been reading to family vloggers suck.
Just this is a normal conversation pipeline for us. So,
Basically, this has been cozy catch up. This was literally just us talking and it just being a normal conversation going where it goes.
Yeah.
We will proceed back to our regularly scheduled book and media episodes after this, but this was very nice. So if you'd just like to
Yeah.
listen to us just rant about all of this,
This
we're
is
going
a
to do these
fun like
every once in a while.
Yeah, this is a
It's like
fun
a
way to like
recharge.
de-stress. Yeah.
Yes, de-stress, recharge. You guys can enjoy the absolute nonsense and chaos that is our conversations and what we are thinking.
Yeah.
You found out way too much about our medical issues. But if you're in this for the long haul and you're just going to be watching these, you got to know what's going on with us, man. If I randomly keel over and die someday, you'll know why. It's
Yeah.
all of my medical problems. So I think that that is all we have for you
Yeah, I'm gonna go
guys
to bed after this. It's 10
today.
o'clock.
Hopefully, she's an hour behind me. It's 11:16 right now. I have been half asleep for half of this episode. But it's fine. We're having a great time. But yes, this is about all we have for you guys today. Hopefully, you enjoyed hearing us rant. Hopefully, you want to have more of these cozy catch ups with us in the future. We're going to say that this is the February cozy catch up. Maybe we'll have like one a month or so, whatever. It depends on how we're feeling. We can do whatever we want. It's our own podcast. But thank you for listening to this episode of Narrative Notions. If you're on Spotify, you missed seeing my cat being crazy in the background. But if you're on YouTube, hopefully you enjoyed seeing Clementine be very funky. And we are available on YouTube or Spotify, and maybe sometime in the future we'll be on some other podcast.